So, guys, thanks for joining us on our weekly call. I've got something very powerful that I want to share with you guys. And I've talked to some of you about it. You can definitely see that we have been pushing it more and more on our team page. And I feel like it deserves tonight's attention. Okay, so what I want to talk about this evening is being ready. Being ready. Okay, being prepared. Being prepared. And I kind of want to start this off by being really open with you. Okay. There was a time in my life where I would smoke a lot of marijuana. And I didn't have any bad feelings about it. I didn't see it as bad. But the worst thing that would go on in my head is what would happen if something happened and I wasn't ready. If I couldn't think my way out of it, if I couldn't act, what would happen? If someone's life depended on it, would I be able to come through? And I share that with you because it's important to be ready. It is very, very important to be ready. They say that if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. And what that means to us as coaches is the amount of time that we put into our personal development. And I was talking to Carrie the other day, and I told her about when I first came on board as a coach. When I came on board as a coach, I had a checklist of something that I was looking for. And what I mean by that is I had read so many personal development books. I had read success magazines, and I was looking for an opportunity. I knew that all I needed was an opportunity. And what I realized when I was talking to Carrie was not a lot of people are there. Not a lot of people are ready like I was. Not a lot of people were prepared. You see, all of that time that I spent reading and listening allowed me to be prepared for this opportunity when it presented itself. Now, how do you get there? It all starts with Success 101. That's where it starts. By spending 30 minutes a day running through that system, you are getting ready. You are getting ready for when you have to engage in conversation with someone, when you have to support them, when you have to encourage them, when you have to get them to take that step forward and commit. That time that you spend in personal development is getting you ready. It's getting you prepared. Now, what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, the worst thing that can happen is that you have an opportunity in front of you and you don't even know it. You have no idea it's there. You have no idea what it is. You have no idea what it could be because you did not take the time to get ready. Now, I want to take this a little bit further, but before I do, I asked Anita if she could get on the line because Anita reported on her page that she is on day 3 or day 4 of the Success 101. And, I've watched you, Anita. I've seen you, and I see what you and Joseph are capable of. And I think that you are a perfect testament of what a Success 101 track will do. So I'm going to unmute your line. And you've gone through, in my opinion, one of the most important lessons, on day 1 where you were exposed to As a Man Thinketh. What has okay, we've got an echo here, but what have you experienced in these 3 or 4 modules that you've gone through so far?
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if my mic was working or not. I just like the stories and the inspiration that I get from hearing these different people talk about, the struggles that they went or they currently are still going through in their lives. And I'm thinking, this guy who's a quadriplegic is doing all this stuff, and why can't I do that if he's able to do that?
Okay, so if I'm reading you right, what it's doing is it's making you think. It's making you think different, and it's making you ask yourself questions that maybe you haven't asked yourself yet.
Right.
Okay, so you're currently on day 4 or day 3?
Well, on lesson 4.
You're on lesson 4.
Yeah.
Okay, and when do you do this? Like where are you when you go through these lessons?
I'm here at home folding clothes, getting the kids ready. Sometimes I have to listen to it like 2 or 3 times because I don't catch it all at one time. So I do it whenever I can.
Okay.
Like this morning I listened to a little bit, and then tonight after we get off this call, I'll be taking a shower and listening to it. So just whenever I can.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Anita. You've been a coach for a while, and as a coach, we're all aware of the 3 vital behaviors, which are to invite personal development and be a product of the product. But so many of us, we skip that personal development part and don't realize that it's what allows us to become ready.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, go. Sorry.
How has it changed? Let me ask you this. Okay, as you start getting coaches on board on your team, how has it changed what you tell them to do and what you tell them to duplicate? Like, how important do you think it is now?
I think it's very important now because I know that was one step that I wasn't being consistent with when I first started, and it's already been a little over a year that I've signed on as a coach. And ever since I started doing this personal development, I see why I wanted to be a Beachbody coach in the first place. Because I think I had lost track of that somewhere along the way with the stuff that I was going through, which I'm still going through, but now I don't see so much of a struggle. Like how they say your adversity is you can make your adversity your advantage. So like that I'm going through right now with my dad being sick, financial issues, I know as long as I take them step by step, eventually I'll get to the point where I want to be. Instead of feeling sorry for myself, I have to take action and do something to improve my situation. Amen.
That's powerful right there. And we've seen it. You guys are hosting a fit club now. You guys are one of the major players in San Antonio now. You're starting challenge groups. This is stuff that y'all guys weren't doing before, but you're doing them now.
Right.
Getting onto the call and just, figuring out a way to get on the call and show your face. You weren't doing that before, but now you're doing it. And it says so much. It says that you're headed in the right direction, that those mental things that were going on in your head that were making you hesitant are slowly getting eliminated and erased and pulled out and purged. And I'm excited to see where it's headed.
Right. Exactly.
Thanks for sharing that with us. So, what's been going on lately for me? And once again, I'm going to bring up Carrie because Carrie is my accountability partner this month. So I've been talking to her. But what I've realized is that we have in my opinion, the most well-formatted, dense personal development program that I've ever been exposed to. And I have spent thousands of dollars on books, and this is $10 at a time, $20 at a time, on seminars, on anything that I could get my hands on for Steph and myself, to expand our train of thought and our mental capabilities. And this Success 101, it blows it all away. This is the best of the best, guys. I mean, it is so well put together. It is partnership with Success 101 magazine. Those guys have built their empire on interviewing the most successful people walking this planet, and getting insights and tips, and all it takes is just one thing, just one little nugget from every book, in order to make it worth it. And the cool thing is that every day you're exposed to 3 different things in a matter of 15 to 25 minutes. 15 to 25 minutes, you're exposed to it. So what I was telling Carrie is the way that I've been running my challenge groups is a little bit different since this has come out. And what I have been doing is I have included a 30-minute personal development aspect into the challenge. So with a P90 challenge group, I'm challenging you to do 30 minutes of exercise, drinking your Shakeology, of course, but also 30 minutes of personal development by going through the Success 101 program. The cool thing is that the only way that you're going to get access to the Success 101 program, which I would value at over $500, is by
way over $500.
By signing on as a coach. So when you sign on as a coach, you're going to have access to this same material that I'm studying, this same material that I've put my stamp of approval on. And now someone like Anita, who's on day 4, you can give your testament. You can give some insight on how valuable it really is. At the end of 30 days, you could give your insight on the value that it brought to your life. And what happens? Here's what happens, and here's what I was sharing with Carrie, and I want to share with you guys, is kind of going full circle here. When I was presented this opportunity, I knew what to do with it. Well, take that back. I knew what it could be. I didn't know what to do with it just yet, and it's taken me 5 years to figure this out. But I knew what it could be because I was prepared. I was prepared. Now, if you get someone on board onto your challenge, you take a look at your own actions. How long have you been a coach, and how long did it take for you to get vested into your own personal development? What would happen if that was part of the original challenge and you started doing it day 1? Where would you be at right now? Where would your business be right now? How much impact would you have in your community right now? So not only when you take this approach, not only do you get people signed on as a coach because you've given them that extra value, this $500 plus program, but you're also putting them in a position to be prepared. To be prepared to say yes or no on whether they want to go forward as a Beachbody coach in 30 days. Because you can sign up for 30 days, no obligation. You can cancel your account. There's no contract. There's no commitment. But I want to challenge you to spend 30 days in your own personal development through the Success 101 track. And at the end of the 30 days, the worst case scenario, something clicks. And you're able to apply what you've learned to some other passion in your life. And you don't become a Beachbody coach. I'm totally happy. I'm rooting you on. I'm front stage, front row cheering you on. But at the end of these 30 days, if you don't have anything, I want you to be a part of what I'm doing. I want to extend the invitation for longer. I want you to take this opportunity, now that you know what it is, what it can be, and run with it with me. And so that's something that I've been doing lately. I've signed on 5 coaches in the last 4 days using this format. That's halfway to diamond right there. And I feel extremely happy, satisfied, that I'm putting people in this position. Because at the end of the day, the nutrition and the fitness is also a form of personal development. You're becoming better. And not only do I want you to be happier when you look in the mirror and see yourself, but I also want you to be happier in your relationships. I want you to be happier, in your environments that you're in, because you have a positive mindset that you were able to grow and build on in these last 30 days. So just to kind of close it all here, guys, I've signed 5 coaches on in the last 4 days, and they're already sending me pictures, snapshots, that they're on day 3, day 4 of the Success 101. Now, I'm going to be completely real with you. One of the things that's frustrated me the most in being a team leader was seeing how long it's taken coaches on our team to accept, personal development as an important aspect of how this all works. And now I've got guys that are showing me that they're on day 3, day 4, and they've been a coach for 2 days. I'm excited. That excites me. That excites me because, kind of bringing it all full circle here, I know that when I give them the presentation on this opportunity and what it's done for us and what it can be, they're going to look at it completely different because they're prepared. You want to add anything to that, Beb?
No, I think that it opens up a new avenue as to how to reach out to people. And I'm working on a post right now. Personally, I'm going to invite and I'm going to share it like this. Like, hey, I'm looking for 15 women to personally mentor on the mind and body aspect of Fit Latinas. And so I think one of the biggest barriers in signing people up as coaches is the word coach. And, they don't feel like they can do it. So just saying, hey, it's just kind of mentorship and everything that I'm learning right now. It opens their minds and it picks up those blinders and inhibitors that keeps them from thinking they could be a coach in the first place. So if you open up those doors first and then say, hey, have you considered being a coach? Based on what I've learned from you in these last couple of days, I think you'd be a perfect fit for a team. So I think it's a new avenue in approach and connecting with people and building a strong team focused on personal development, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? Personal development and growth as people, as leaders, as coaches, as mothers, as wives, as everything, sisters, daughters, tias.
Yeah. And so, I want to add to this, and hopefully with Steph's permission, I can show you guys something. Okay, because you see Steph as just like this powerhouse of a coach, and you've seen what she's been able to do with Fit Latinas in the community that she's growing. I was going through some pictures and some videos the other day when we were out at Bahamas. When we were out in Bahamas 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And there's a video of Steph, and her six-pack is on point. Her body is just banging. But her belief system wasn't up to par. And you hear her talk now, and you feel her fire, and you just know that she has full belief in where she's going and where she's taking this. 3 years ago, it wasn't the same. 3 years ago, that attitude wasn't there. That belief system wasn't there. But I have seen her go through so many books, listen to so many audios, just on 24/7, wherever we're going. She has Jim Rohn playing. She has Darren Hardy playing. She has something playing. John Maxwell, big John Maxwell
My
fan.
favorite.
And I've seen it in I've seen it. And I want to share this video if it's okay, because you guys will get to see what I was talking about. I asked Steph a question, and you'll see it. Hopefully she'll let me see it. But I want you to pinpoint on that, because you continue with your personal development. You get through this Success 101 track as soon as you can, and you get your team to do the same thing, your coaches to do the same thing. And I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to see the same growth out of you. No doubt, none, because you'll be prepared. You'll have spent the time to face those inner demons, those voices in your head that tell you that you can't. And the only thing on your mind will be, it's not a matter of if I can, it's a matter of when it all happens. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. If you have anything that you want to add to it, maybe something that you've read, or maybe an experience that you've had that you want to add to this, or just to harp on it a little bit harder, then unmute your line, raise your hand, and let us know something good.
Anybody?
All right. Well, if there's nothing to be said, I posted earlier today in our Facebook page what steps 2 and 3 are in this invitation process. If you've been following along for the Fall Classic, just to kind of recap, we've broken it down into 4 phases. The first phase is where you send out your invitations. You want to get them out to as many people as possible. The second and third phase, which all of these are each phase is a week, that you're following up. You're following up with people. I told you I had 5 coaches that signed up. I would say that I followed up with each one of them about 5 or 6 times, at least 5 or 6 times, after the initial invitation. The last week, the 4th week, is when you're closing out. The 4th week is when you're closing out, when you tell them that, hey, you've got 3 days to make a decision. I don't want to hound you. It's just, we're moving forward. So stay on track with this, and this is something that you can do every month. That's the beautiful thing. So you can break down the month just like this, every month into 4 parts: invite, follow up, and then close. So if you have any questions on that video, this is kind of new to a lot of you. If you have any questions, then send me a message, and we can hop on a Zoom call like this if we need to, and we'll do some role playing. Or I could just show you some screen shares and help walk you through this. Okay, but with that, guys, thanks again for your time. We definitely look forward to Tuesday evenings more than any other night, and we love seeing your faces, hearing your stories of your own personal growth and getting through those barriers and obstacles. You guys have a very good night, and we will see you next week.
Good night, guys.